everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel here, back with another Otome Jam 2023 entry, and this is titled A Cup for All Seasons. All I know that this seems to be a very wholesome game, and I think maybe centered more about a conversation with a couple of people, so I'm very intrigued. I love the name, A Cup for All Seasons, and I like the little design here for the title. So let's just get started and see what it's all about. Hello, my name is Blue. I gotta open a cafe. The dream of having a coffee shop started so many years ago. In cold winter days when the pouring rain threatened to wash away all the energy inside you. But a double cappuccino, a hot cocoa, or even a warm chai latte in a cozy coffee shop would do the trick to lift your spirits. And it wasn't just rainy winter days. On windy autumn afternoons, cold spring mornings, or even a cold frappuccino on hot summer days was enough to reset any bad mood and boost your spirits even more. With some savings and the luck of finding this place, you took a leap of faith and opened your own coffee shop. You had so many dreams and ideas for it, from the coffee, tea, mixes, to the pastries and snack foods. It was hard at the beginning, and it's not like it's much easier now, but to see your dream taking shape, to cross that door every morning, watching clients arrive and preparing their orders as the smell of fresh coffee fills the air, to see their smiles and listen to the quiet chattering filling the place, it makes all the effort worthwhile. But not everything is as good as you dreamed. Running a business is not easy, especially on your own. After a whole year, the coffee shop has improved greatly, but it's still struggling to make it to the end of the month. Every month. What is keeping you holding this place together then? If it takes effort, resources, energy, struggle. It is your dream, yes, but even dreams are made of several things. Is it the physical place keeping you grounded? Is it your stubbornness to keep it running, to not give up? Or is it maybe the people who come to the place, regulars and one-time visitors alike, who really keep you going? Month 1. The coffee shop feels really cold in these late winter mornings, even when spring is just around the corner. Your heart already yearns for sunny warm days, and the new beginning spring will begin. As part of your routine, the first thing you do is turn on the lights and start the coffee machine so it's ready for any early clients. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. You check on the pastries in the display case and make a mental note to make an order to the bakery later. Now, a quick sweep around the place, arrange tables and chairs, put on some ambient music, and everything is ready to turn on that open sign. It's right after you turn the sign on that something catches your attention. From the corner of your eye, down there on the floor, trapped under the welcome mat, there is something. You bend down to investigate. It's a paper. It's a letter. That's really odd. You paid all the bills and did your taxes on time. When you inspect the envelope, you see the City Hall stamp on it. Filled with curiosity, you return to the counter and find a clean knife to open the envelope. Before you can read the letter, though, the door opens and the bell rings, announcing a client.
Good morning.
Good morning. Connor enters the coffee shop with the confidence of the regular client he is, although maybe he is more than a client now. He's been frequenting the coffee shop since its early days. By now, you and Connor are more than acquaintances. But are you two friends? Maybe something more. Well, there's always a chance for something more, isn't there? But right now, his sudden appearance while you were focused on something else startled you. Connor, it's so early. Sorry, you startled me.
It sure is early, so I came for a boost to start this week. Coffee. Maybe pastry and a bit of conversation if you don't mind. Sorry for scaring you. Were you busy?
No, it's nothing. The letter can wait. Right now, Connor is the one asking for his breakfast with that calm and gentle smile he always wears. Yet you've noticed it's reserved for you, because every time Connor comes into the shop with a coworker, his attitude is as serious as the first day he stepped into your shop. The usual.
You know how I like it.
Ooh, blushy blushy. Double macchiato and the freshest pastry. Connor smiles, and you could swear there's a slight blush on his face. I can see the blush. Everyone else sees his pride and confidence, but only you get to see those tiny expressions of softness. The perks of knowing your regulars. You can take a seat at a table while I prepare your coffee.
Oh, don't worry. I'll wait right here, where I can keep an eye on you while you prepare that coffee.
Are you flirting, sir? You offer him a soft smile of your own and get to work. You gather the mug, milk, and coffee beans with the expertise of someone who's done this every day for the past year. You've memorized every coffee recipe, every little detail that will make the coffee extra special and aromatic. You freshly grind the coffee beans for better results, set the machine, and measure the milk. You are pretty aware of Connor's piercing gaze following your every move, and yet you don't feel nervous or anxious. Connor might be waiting for a mistake from you, but your skills aren't enviable by this point, and that thought makes you smile. When the coffee is ready, with a delicate leaf drawn in the foam, you present the mug in front of Connor, with a proud smile that defies his playful expression. Your eyes meet, the gaze lingering far more than appropriate, and you only break the tension of the moment to silently bend down and procure a pastry from the showcase. Cinnamon rolls are the best and the freshest I have. You slide it onto a plate and place it in front of him next to his mug, then lift your eyes and challenge him again. Connor smiles and finally breaks eye contact with you. He takes the coffee carefully in his hands, inspecting the mug, the drawing in the foam. He then inhales the steam, closing his eyes in concentration. His lips touch the mug, and he finally takes a sip. He frowns, eyes still closed, and there's a tense moment of anticipation while he is deep
Do I
in
sense
thought.
something different in the coffee today?
I think so. Or playing around with the recipe. Maybe. You've teased him, and Connor's eyes open wide. He gapes but quickly takes another
You
sniff and
changed the
sip.
coffee beans?
I did. I got the ones you recommended, mid-roast, Colombian. Connor is speechless, stunned. Then a big smile creeps over his face, lighting him up.
For real, this tastes amazing.
He cuts himself off mid-sentence, blushing deeply. Quickly, he recovers his posture, but the smile is still there.
I'm honored. Thank you for listening to my suggestion. What do you think about the coffee?
You let the silence stretch for a moment, while you reach for your own mug with the engraving, "I am the manager," and pour some coffee for yourself. You look into Connor's eyes while you take a long sip, your gaze never leaving his. It's amazing. As Connor bites into his cinnamon roll and sips his coffee contentedly, you both fall into a comfortable silence, a calm that only the cold mornings of late winter can bring. The magic is broken when the doorbell rings again.
Good morning. Whew, cold morning.
Hello. Oh, welcome Angus, how are you? Angus is another regular of your cafe, always offering a smile, and for everyone really. He brightens the day and dissipates the clouds with his cheerfulness.
Hi. I'm good. I'm doing good, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And between the greetings, Connor stands quietly, taking his cup and pastry, ready to move.
I'll let you work.
Connor nods at the both of you and turns toward a table to let you serve the new arrival.
Right. I have a meeting today. My client should be here soon. But before they arrive, I'll have an espresso. Then, while I'm with them, I'll be having a latte.
Got it. Anything to eat?
I'll have something simple. A pastry. No, wait. I'll have pancakes. Are you still making pancakes? Forget it. Just some toast. Wait, that's far too light. Make it a sandwich, or is that too much? Scrambled eggs?
You're indecisive. What about a cheese and ham sandwich?
That would be perfect. Thank you.
For some people, Angus can be overwhelming. He is always so full of energy, and while anyone else might think it's due to the coffee, you know it's just who he is. And even with all his exuberance, it's not overwhelming for you. On the contrary, his rambling always manages to put a smile on your face. Anything for your client?
They can ask for something when they arrive.
Okay, let me get that espresso real quick.
Oh, please don't rush. We still have a moment. I mean, my client has a moment. They won't be here that soon. It's just, I'm trying to say...
The hiss of the pressurized hot water piercing through the coffee capsule drowns out Angus's stammering, and just as he blushes out of embarrassment, you offer him a kind smile and he brightens up immediately. He leans on the counter. His kind eyes study the drops falling into the small cup of his espresso. You take a moment to look at his features while he is so captivated by the falling drops. His expression finally still with the calm reserved for this sort of an intimate moment, away from the daily rush, just a shared moment where you both enjoy the silence before the coffee is ready. There's no milk or foam to draw in the espresso, but you carefully place a small cup on a plate fit for it and add a biscuit next to it. Angus's expression brightens up again and he smiles. Then he notices the biscuit and his eyes go wide in surprise before he gives you a conspiratorial look that borders on flirty. He reaches for the cup, takes it up to his nose, and inhales the scent deeply, and closes his eyes in the process.
So good.
He takes a sip, not flinching at all at the heavy load of caffeine and roasted taste. And with that, half of the cup is already gone. As if the espresso gave him the courage, his eyes are suddenly intense and serious, piercing yours. The blood rushes to your cheeks under his gaze.
The reading corner I suggested, with a small library, remember? Did you have a chance to think about that?
I move the couch to that wall so someone can sit by the window and another client can use the other end, or even a couple can share. It was an amazing idea, Angus. Thank you.
That's amazing. I'm honored. Soon you'll see your clients fighting for that reading spot. And since you made that decision, I have an offering. A gift, really.
A gift? Angus reaches for his backpack and rummages inside, babbling to himself and complaining in a hushed voice, but after a while, he finds what he's looking for. He puts out a small book with a leather cover and offers it to you.
It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's a portfolio. A good addition for the reading corner. Maybe you can even read it one day. It's one of my favorites.
Oh, that's nice, thank you. You hold the book in your hands. The cover reads Irish folk tales in golden letters. You flip quickly through the pages and smile. Your heart is full and it's a little hard to breathe. Thank you, Agnes, really. Thank you so much. I'll read it first and only then I'll put it in the reading corner for others to read. You can't help conceal the feeling in your words and it has an effect on Angus, for you can see how he blushes deeply. The entrance bell rings again. You and Angus look quickly at the door to see someone with a thick coat and a portfolio under their arms has entered. Angus recognizes his client right away, and suddenly his soft expression is gone and is replaced by a formal and serious one. He winks at you and walks away to greet his client. They sit down by the window and immediately get to business. It is your time now to get on with your own work. Angus asks for a latte and a sandwich. His client probably can be tempted for a coffee at least. There are vegetables to chop before lunch, a menu to put on display, and now Connor's approaching with his empty mug and plate.
It was excellent and a great way to start the week.
And even when his face is a mask of calm politeness, he can't help hide the blush on his cheeks. Or he can't hide them at all. I'm glad you liked it. Will I see you around this week?
Oh, yes, of course. Looking forward to it.
He pays for his breakfast, offers one last soft smile, and whispers,
Have a nice day. See you around.
Okay, how quite bold. Flirty. He leaves the coffee shop with such confidence and freshness that you're left wondering when he'll come back, and really hoping it happens soon. But quickly, you turn to the present. There's work to be done, a coffee shop to attend to. So, you get on with your day, and by noon, there are several clients and orders. So you can't probably bid farewell to Angus, whose pleading puppy eyes catch you from the door with a discreet wave of his hand that you manage to return. He's such a sweet guy, too. You smile and hope to see him soon. The lunchtime rush has you absolutely slammed, struggling to be in 3 places at once, but you manage. Later comes the endless washing of the dishes, and when the sun starts going down, you're relieved. It's been a long day. The memories of your regulars, Connor and Angus, help you get through the day. Through any day, no matter how long. Their conversations, silly jokes, and comfortable silences carry you through the days and weeks, knowing their presence is constant and reassuring. The day has finally come to an end and the coffee shop is empty. You have dusted all the flat surfaces, mopped the floor, and cleaned the tables, counter, kitchen, and sink. The dishes, mugs, and glasses are clean too. Now to go pick up your belongings, your bag, keys, and wallet from under the counter, and that's where you find it. The letter. The unread letter you forgot when Connor crossed the door that morning. I also forgot about this letter. With no distractions now, you open the envelope and start reading. It's a letter from City Hall, from the Public Works Department. They're going to start some repairs on the street outside your coffee shop. The whole block, really. They'll close the street, stop the traffic, and even close one of the sidewalks. This will start next month, and it will last 6 whole months. Why would it be 6 whole months? That's very ineffective. Your heart stops for a moment, and you reach blindly for a chair. Your legs suddenly weaken. The coffee shop is doing okay, barely getting to the end of every month, but it's holding. But this? You struggle to keep breathing. This is your life's dream. This is what you built with your hard work through an entire year, and you have to try and keep it alive. There's nothing else you can do. Just try. Ugh, what an awful Monday. Month 2. For the first time a month after you read that letter, you arrive at your coffee shop to find the street full of construction equipment. The machinery comes and goes, making loud, strenuous noises. Dust rises from the ground, clogging the air. The street is blocked. No cars, buses, or bikes pass by anymore. The sidewalk has been barely spared, and even then, it's a narrow passage that scares you to walk through because it's so close to machines, noise, and dust. It breaks your heart that your coffee shop is almost invisible from across the street. Once inside, you go through your regular routine. Repairing might have started, but your business is still standing and you'll fight for it. So, lights on and sign on. Soon, you notice a thick layer of dust over the tables, chairs, counter, coffee machine. It's all due to the construction work outside. You can see the dust filtering through every little gap in the door and windows. It takes you a bit more time to clean the place, but you manage just in time for your first customer.
Good morning. It's a mess outside. Even the sidewalk is hard to pass.
You don't have to tell me.
I'm sorry. You'll see. This'll pass quickly. In a month, it'll all be over.
It'll take them 6 months, actually.
Oh. Well, we'll talk about this later. I can't talk now. I haven't finished this translation, and my client will be here in an hour. I'm in a rush. Can I have a skinny double latte, please?
Right away, Angus.
You're the best.
I am. Despite the initial disappointment with the state of the street outside your coffee shop, smiles like Angus's always makes your day brighter. So you keep going. The first thing is to prepare that double latte, and after delivering it to Angus, you get on with the rest of your routine. But today your routine feels not entirely routine. Chopping vegetables, grinding coffee, planning the menu, and all the things you could do every day are now heightened by the fact that it'll be noon soon, and no one besides Angus and his client is visiting the place. Any day by this hour, you would already had 4 clients, never less, so what's happening today? The street repair outside, obviously. How can people visit the cafe if they can't see it? You let out a deep sigh and can't help but wonder if your coffee shop will survive this lack of clients. By lunch, Angus is done with his client, and both have decided to have lunch there. You're grateful because you still don't have any other customers. The doorbell rings for only the 3rd time that day, but you raise your eyes to see Connor crossing the door. And just like that, there's a smile on your face.
Afternoon. There's quite a mess outside, right?
It's ruining the business, Connor. You were my 3rd customer today.
Oh no. That's awful. I'm so sorry.
The pain in Connor's eyes and face hurts you too. Like today hasn't been hard enough. Now Connor tries to offer some sympathy. But there's something more in his eyes, some kind of sorrow that you've never seen before. It takes you by surprise because Connor has never been very demonstrative. So you've learned the tiny changes in his expressions by carefully observing them throughout this year. But this open sorrow, this sadness, it's new to you.
I'm afraid I'm the bearer of more bad news.
Huh?
Well, not all bad, but
What is it, Connor?
I got a promotion today.
Oh, Connor, that's not bad news. That's great news. Your excitement manages to put a shy smile on his face, but it quickly vanishes.
It's somewhat good. The not so good part is the promotion means I'll be transferred to a different branch of the company.
Oh, that means...
This branch is in a different part of the city. Far from here, so I won't be able to visit for lunch anymore.
His words leave you speechless, breathless even. Connor has been a regular presence here since the day you opened the shop, and now he'll leave. Oh, Connor, I'm glad you got the promotion, but it's just... I'm going to miss you so much.
I'm gonna miss you too.
And this is the first time you've seen such desperation on his face. Connor is always very well composed and cheerful when he is around, and now the only thing you see in his features is the sorrow that accompanies his words.
If I'd known this promotion may not be transferred, I would have never applied for it.
Can't you turn it down? If you really wanted to, but it's good for you. Change is necessary. Connor, don't say that. And without thinking about it, you reach for his hand on the counter, a touch ever so light, but that takes him by surprise. It even takes you by surprise. It's such a genuine and honest touch, and then Connor's eyes are on you while he turns his hand around to hold yours. His touch is warm and delicate, like he was holding an injured bird. He then smiles softly, the previous sorrow fading away.
Remember the day I came to this coffee shop for the first time?
How could I forget? You weren't the kindest customer I ever had.
I was a bit mean that first time, but I apologize later.
You did, and that's the only reason we got to chat.
I know, I needed an excuse to talk. I mean, I wanted to apologize, sure, but...
There's a thing about Connor you've noticed by now, the fact that he struggles far too much to compliment someone. You've never told him about it, but know how much he struggles. Maybe he could use a hand now. Then you suggested the provider for better and cheaper pastries.
Oh yes, I did. It took me a while to find a reliable one, but I managed. I really wanted to help back then. Still want to help. I'm not saying you can't on your own, just that...
It was really nice on your part. The pastries, that place that sold the vintage crockery, the milk supplier. You know what, Connor? There's a lot in this coffee shop that I owe to you. It wouldn't be the same without you. And this is just new because Connor has a smitten expression on his face, and your words have also left him speechless. You smile at him and last in a comfortable silence when he stares back, soft and happy, your hands linked in a warm embrace. But the hour is late, and when his phone rings, the spell fades away.
I have to take this call. I'll see you around.
It's a quick farewell for such an old friend, because despite Connor being a customer, he approached just to tell you the important news. Such a thing crosses the line from an acquaintance to a friend. The sun is falling down, and apparently the working hours are over. The machines have stopped, the workers left, and finally, there is silence. But not for long.
Finally! Noise is over!
Despite his cheerful attitude, you can't help but recap this day as the slowest since you opened the coffee shop. I hope the following days will be different from today.
About that, the meeting with my client today, it was... well, there was a lot of noise, so we couldn't hear each other sometimes, and to be totally honest with you, I can't keep holding meetings here with the noise.
It's a hard blow, not only because it means fewer customers, but it means that Angus won't spend as much time around either. His cheerful ways, his optimistic smile, and his kind, interested attitude have been part of the coffee shop since its very beginning. It won't be the same without him.
Although, even when I can't keep holding meetings here, I could keep working here. Coffee and a few distractions really help me focus during the tedious translation work.
Oh,
What do you say? Would you like to have me around?
absolutely. I'd love to have you around, Angus.
Great. I'm glad you said that. I really enjoy hanging out here.
And with this confession, you feel your spirit lift and the heavy burden of this day softens. You offer Angus your best smile, and you can't help the next words. It just wouldn't be the same without you.
Oh, it's nothing really. Sometimes I think I'm just interrupting all the time.
Not at all, Angus. How can you say that? I'm glad you found this place and became a regular. He blushes instantly and gapes a few times, struggling to find his words, so he ends up taking a deep breath to calm himself down, and leans on the counter speaking with a soft
Do you
voice.
remember the first time I came in here? Because I remember it well.
You narrow your eyes at him with a playful expression and gather the memories he is asking for. You came in here stuttering, asking about the possibility of spending hours alone at a table working on your translations, and the possibility of also holding meetings.
Wrong!
Oh, sorry, I cut off the laughter. And he laughs loudly at your shocked expression.
That was the second time I came in here. Can't believe you forgot.
You try to speak, maybe to defend yourself or apologize. Whatever it is, the words refuse to form in your head, and Angus speaks again.
The first time I just asked for a regular coffee and maybe a pastry. I was checking the place, and I liked it here. I like a lot of things here. That's why I built up the courage to ask your permission to hold my meetings here.
Aw. That was very thoughtful on your part, and I'm glad you did. You both share a soft glance across the short distance the counter set you apart. It's silent and it's comfortable, in a way that makes everything fall into a calm pace. You cherish these moments with Angus, the calm, and the energy he has. But the hour is late, and the spell is broken when the lamp in the street lights up, making both of you realize how dark it is outside.
I have to go now. It's rather late. Good luck, and I'll see you around.
Okay, bye. When he leaves, you start cleaning the place before leaving and notice that another layer of dust has already settled over every surface. Another reminder of the situation at hand. The construction work outside had brought noise and dust, covering the outside of your cafe and decimating customers. If this continues, the business won't make it to the end of the month, and there's still 6 months to hold on like this. And the guys? Neither of them will hang around as much as they used to. Another downside today. There's lots of changes. Fewer customers, fewer regulars. Everything seems to be crumbling down rather fast. And you hope, from the depths of your heart, that your coffee shop survives the blows, and the guys find their way back here. Number 3. Month 3. When you look up at the sky, breathe in the fresh air, and feel the sun slightly warm your skin, you know spring is officially here. The snow and cold are behind you. The long hours have stepped aside to let the sun shine longer than it used to 2 months ago. Everyone associates spring with the blooming of flowers, brave sprouts, and new beginnings. You used to think that too, finding new hope with the arrival of spring. But this time you have none. The construction site outside the coffee shop takes away all the hope and dreams spring could create. There's no point in dwelling on it anymore, so you step inside, picking up from under the door all the letters, bills actually, that you've collected from the past month. With a heavy sigh, you start your day, not as early as you used to, not as fast or cheerful as you used to. After you dust the furniture, there's no point in switching the open sign on. No one really sees it from the outside, and there are other things to take care of. There are no vegetables to chop today, and you don't have to order new pastries or milk anymore. You're not depleting your stock. Actually, today is wrapping day. You start with the dishes, the biggest ones, and having procured newspaper and cardboard boxes, you wrap them one by one and settle them inside the box. Then it's the turn of the soup dishes, the cutlery, sugar bowls, and napkin holders. You take a break to cook some lunch for yourself and prepare 2 coffees to go from a couple of unexpected passerby. When you're done with lunch and quick customers, you get to work again. Now it's time for small dishes, cups, cup plates, espresso cups, glass cups, and mugs. You're halfway down the list when the doorbell rings. Hesitantly, like he isn't sure he should be here, Angus crosses the door to your coffee shop.
Hey there. So, it's settled then. You're closing the coffee shop.
You offer him a smile and wave him over. His mood changes instantly, and he almost skips to meet you at the counter. Here for a coffee, Angus.
Not really. I just came to see you.
That's very nice of you.
What are you up to? Do you need any help?
I'm wrapping the mugs. You can help me if you want to. So you drag the newspaper sheets to the counter in front of Angus and place the remaining espresso cups there. Now you both start wrapping each of the little cups while you chat about Angus's day. And you notice how careful he is not to touch the topic of the coffee shop. It's a sensitive issue after all. It was your dream come true. And now the dream is ending. When you both are finished with the espresso cups, it's time for the clear glass cups, the ones you used to serve layered coffee so they'll look fancy and pretty.
I always liked how the coffee looked in these glass cups. Lattes are my favorite because they have layers.
Oh. You manage to smile at him just before the bell rings again and both your eyes move towards the door. This time, it's Connor who enters confidently, offering a courteous smile when he notices Angus is there too. But he approaches and nods to greet you both. It's nice to see you again, Connor.
Same to you. And of course, I was going to come by after hearing the news. I'm really sorry about this, but it is wise of you to close up your business if you see there's no income to pay the bills with.
You take that as a positive reflection on your business sense after all. Connor knows his finances, and that's the closest he's ever come to giving a compliment. So you thank him fondly for his words, noticing the slight blush on his face.
I see you both are packing up. Is there room for another pair of hands?
Yeah, sure. The atmosphere suddenly lightens with his question. You hand him a cup, and Angus gives him a sheet of newspaper. Now both of the boys are wrapping the clear crystal cups, and you feel like turning on the stereo. Despite what it means that you're packing up everything, the mood is brighter when the boys are here. So, tell me, Connor, have you found a coffee shop near your new job?
I found one, but it'll never replace yours. I would never cheat on you.
You chuckle in a faint attempt to cover your blushing cheeks.
Actually, there's something I wanted to mention to you.
Hmm?
I've been scouting the neighborhood around the building I'm working now, and I found a small establishment available for renting. It's smaller than this place, but it's on the main road, a real busy street across from a park in the financial district.
Huh.
That sounds like a good location.
Angus delivers it just as you finish wrapping the cups. You don't say anything. You barely acknowledge Connor's words. The last several weeks have been difficult, and the offer somehow clashes with your current activity. Is there room for hope in this ending? In an attempt to collect your thoughts, you turn to the mug cabinet and take 3 of them at a time to put them on the counter, and the wrapping resumes silently.
I don't know what your plans for the future are, if you have some. I know it's a difficult moment, but I took the liberty to call the landlord of the place I mentioned. I even asked him to let me see it. Even though I'm not in the coffee business, I could tell it has many accommodations for a coffee shop to operate there. I have the owner's phone number in case you were interested.